realize we didn't know anything. You know, it's like even the concept of zero gravity, you think, oh, it's just floating, but the physics of it are very complicated. We did a good amount of research, but even what was more interesting was afterwards, when we had a first draft, we got to get like advice of astronauts and physicists, and like, they read that draft, and there were a couple sequences on the original script that they were like, no, that would never happen. So I guess, the main thing that in my view changed is that, if I already admired astronauts, after you learn a little bit about it, your admiration grows exponentially.
Yeah, when the thing is, if it changes anything, yes, when you start talking with these people, with the astronauts and physicists and just people involved in the space programs, it's just when you realize how stupid you are. It's really remarkable. I mean, this film, we trash everything, but in reality, and everything is, is destroyed and stuff. But in reality, it's very unlikely that a scenario like this would happen, just because they have so many alternative procedures for every single situation. And it's when you talk to these people, and the amount of training just to have all these alternative procedures for absolutely everything. You think about it, the space program has been going on for 50 years, and there's been a handful of incidents. And it's sending people up there that is really mad.
What you say is actually what we see in the movie cannot happen?
No, I'm not saying that cannot happen, but the likelihood is that losing communications the way that lose communications, of course we heighten the whole scenario. Like, if the Stockholm Syndrome would happen, it's unlikely it would happen so quickly. It would take a little longer. Yes, unfortunately, most of the communications with Earth are triangular. So it's Houston connecting with one satellite and one satellite to the astronauts. Now they have alternative frequencies, AM and FMs and stuff like that. So I mean, it's unlikely that they would lose complete contact, for instance. But that would be in a different movie then.
Yeah. Une autre question dans la salle?
Bonsoir. J'ai une petite question au niveau du début du film en fait. Vous avez commencé direct sur un plan séquence d'une 15-20 de minutes. Pourquoi ce choix?
The question is about the beginning of the movie that actually opens on a long sequence, like 20 minutes sequence without any cut. Why did you choose that?
It was suggested in the script from the get-go, and the idea was for you to start watching something that feel a little bit like a Discovery Channel documentary that eventually goes wrong. And it's something that with Lubezki, the director of photography, I've been exploring in the last few films, and it's the theory that character and context, they have the same weight. You don't favor one and the other. So one informs the other, or one becomes the contrast of the other. Also, trying to keep everything in real time. Here we took a different approach, like in other films that we have done, in which those shots are very objective. You're just observing. Here is a more participant experience. And that's why we wanted to be very objective at the beginning. And then when the disaster strikes, we follow the astronaut as the astronaut spins until we lock into the astronaut. And eventually we go inside the helmet, turning the objective into something subjective, with the theories that once that you come out of the helmet, you're not nor subjective nor objective, but the audience is a third character that is spinning with the other astronauts. So the camera starts taking the properties of the microgravity. So the same way that we did a lot of computer simulations and a lot of work trying to define the behavior of objects in space, we start applying those things to the camera what if the camera is operated by someone who's bound to the same laws?
Oui, une autre question.